said, I wish I could dance even more than David. Unfortunately for me, there are certain few things that I wouldn't say God didn't give me, but I'm not good at. I don't know how to do it. I cannot sing high croak. If I try to dance, I miss my steps.
President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Ebele Jonathan.
Thank you. Please be seated. My dear wife, Mrs. President Jonathan, let me especially thank the Most Reverend Nicholas D. Oku, Archbishop Metropolitan and Primate of all Nigeria, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, for this very special occasion. My good sister, Mrs. Kashobi Oko, the wife of our primate, thank you for leading all our women to be here with us. My other archbishops and bishops, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, very senior government functionaries, the Acting Inspector General of Police, and other security heads, very top government functionaries. Let me also especially thank members of the planning committee for this Thanksgiving service, my brothers and sisters. I will not bore you because we have stayed there for quite some time, and this is not the best time for me to even make lengthy speeches. But I have to thank my primate and all of you who have put this together for us to use this unique privilege to thank God for what He has done for me and my family. In fact, when the primate was giving the message, he said that I should dance like David. And as we are singing one of the hymns, the wife of my chaplain came to whisper to me that I'm not dancing. And I said, I wish I could dance even more than David. Unfortunately for me, there are certain few things that I wouldn't say God didn't give me, but I'm not good at. I don't know how to do it. I cannot sing high croak. If I try to dance, I miss my steps. So I also stopped dancing. Otherwise, I would have danced and even danced more than the description that the Bible put, that David danced to the extent that even one of the wives had to curse David for dancing that way. Probably my wife would have been angry. But unfortunately, I don't know how to dance. And I have all the reasons to thank God. People are looking at being the president alone. But people of about my age bracket, maybe few people above my age that probably have gotten the kind of blessings I have got. About my age bracket and a little below, didn't enjoy the privileges I have enjoyed. I attended my secondary school as a government scholar. Government sponsored me throughout my secondary school. Those are the good days where some of the hardworking students were helped by government. In my university as an undergraduate, I used government scholarship. For my master's degree, I used government scholarship. For my PhD, my employer sponsored my PhD program. My employers sponsored my PhD program, not my employees. And of course, when I finished my school site in 1975, I started work with the customs almost immediately. From there, 2 years, I left for the university, and when I finished my youth corps, I stayed only a few months out of job, then I was employed by government again. And from there till I became a deputy governor. And of course, we are now celebrating my exit as a president. Very few Nigerians have that privilege. I know some of my mates and so on who are still out of job for a very long time, struggling to pay transport, even from their house to go and visit their neighborhood, have not suffered that. Not because I'm hardworking, but because God has been kind to me. So I have all the reasons to dance even more than David. And I thank you for joining me for today's special Thanksgiving. Quite happy. For me, when I look at the whole picture of my life, ending up as the president of this country, I said, look, if soldiers and police officers that have not received 0.5% of the benefits I've received from the state can lay their life for this country, I should do anything for the interests of Nigeria, including paying the supreme price. And as long as I live, I'll continue to do my best for the state, because the state has helped me as a person. And I have to thank Nigerians, starting from my state, Bayelsa State, who first gave me the opportunity to serve as their deputy governor. Then, of course, the whole country, who first gave me the opportunity to serve as a vice president and a president for 5 years. First year was to complete the tenure of the late president. Then I was formally voted in to serve as the president. Of course, I'm exiting now as a very happy and fulfilled man. I believe there are reasons for everything. The primate has said it all in his message, and I wouldn't want to dilute it. But we, myself, my family, were very happy for this. Some hard decisions have their own cost, no doubt about that. That have run the government this way, that stabilized certain things, electoral processes, and took certain decisions that brought some stability to this country. It's a very costly decision that I must also be ready to pay for it. And I used to tell people, because some people come to me and say, is this person not your friend? Is it not true, your government, that this person has benefited through this way, But look at what this person is talking. I said that more worse statements will come. If you take certain decisions, you should know that even people close to you will even abandon you at some point. And I used to tell people that, look, more of my so-called friends will disappear. Don't worry. I said that when the clerk took the decision to abolish minority rule in South Africa, even his wife divorced him. I hope my wife will not divorce me. Even his wife divorced him. But that is the only decision that has made South Africa to still be a global player by this time. If by this time we still had that kind of minority rule in South Africa, nobody would have been talking about South Africa in the present generation. But his wife divorced him. So it's not that every decision you take may be good to the generality, but it will affect people differently. And for the ministers and aides that serve with me, I sympathize with them, because they will be persecuted, and they must be ready for that persecution. I always remember when I was in, I think in class 3 or so, when late Taiselarim wrote one of his essays, and there is some sentences there, some clauses, so that I wish you what I wish myself every year. May you have a hard time this year. May your ways be rough. I wish my ministers what I wish myself. They will have a hard time, we will all have hard times. Our ways will be rough. But we're happy that the country appreciates it. The ordinary people appreciate these decisions. And that is what is most important for a person. It's not what the elites or the privileged few talk about you, but what the generality of the populace think about your actions and inactions. For me, I'm quite happy. I have to thank you. Just like the primate said, we came to Abuja peacefully, and we are returning home peacefully. There's nothing more that one can say than to thank the church, thank Nigerians, because you stood by us in some of our most difficult moments. Even for the purpose of the elections, where people supported us across the country. But things go the way it should, because God wanted it that way for a purpose. So join me, thank God. Continue to pray for the peace of the country. We pray for the success of the incoming administration. I always say that when the country is in a good shape, people benefit. You don't need to know Mr. President or Mr. Government. But when things are going very well, people are happy. So the issue is not who, I always say not who is the president of the country, whether it's Goodluck, Jonathan, or General Buhari, or any other person. But the issue is how the government will function. Stability, peace, a buoyant economy that will enable Nigerians to survive and live happily. That is our interest, that's my prayer point for all of you who are Christians, who are here with us, those who are listening to us, and all other religious groups to pray for the peace of the country. Let me also thank the organizers, the committee that organized this program again, and especially John Kennedy that must have influenced them a little. The second hymn, Stand By Me, is always the hymn that inspires me under these kind of circumstances. So I will ask the choristers again to sing maybe the first, second, and the third stanza of this hymn for me, because it always makes me know that when you work hard, whatever you do, there are storms. But if clearly you mean well for the people, God will always stand by you. I thank you, my primates.
Sense of commitment to take the bold step. Mr. President, You are a peace ambassador. We love you. We respect you because you chose peace above every other interest. I charge all well-meaning Nigerians to toe the path of Mr. President because he is a man of peace. By choosing peace, Mr. President, you obeyed the biblical injunction. Follow peace with all men and holiness without which no man can see God. We are proud of you. It is our earnest desire and sincere prayer that God will make us all instruments of peace, that together we will build one happy, peaceful, and united Nigeria.